Hi guys, it's Erin. So today I wanted to do the first part of the July farm and garden tour. So last month I asked if you guys wanted two separate, one for the gardens and one for the farm. I had mixed reviews, so we're gonna try it this time with a split, and then let me know how you like it and we'll adjust from there. So I'm gonna do just the farm today. All of our beds that are growing farm crops, and then in the next couple of days I'll film another one that's throughout the rest of our gardens, which are spectacular right now. So I want to be sure to let you know, like, there is a lot of changes. I know I've done a couple of field tours recently, and there's a lot going on out in the big field. Every single day it's better, or it's different, and the heat that we've had over the last week has made a massive difference. So I'm really excited to show you the big field. There's just, like I said, there's so much growing. I have some plants that 2 weeks ago were, I don't know, a foot tall, and now they're waist high. It's amazing. I love this time of year. So right now I'm on the back side of the greenhouse where all my next round of lilies are. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I will show you how everything is starting to look. All right guys, I know the lighting's a little funny, but check it out. These pink lilies are taking over. The last couple weeks we've had the deep red lilies, which I love, but now it's time for pink. Look at all these beauties. They're blooming away. I'm gonna cut everything in the next day or so, it's got a good home. I'm not letting it go to waste. Don't you worry about all these blooming lilies. I've got a whole bunch in the cooler already. But this is the first spot. These lilies are looking gorgeous and they're just getting going. We'll probably have 2 weeks of them. Now we're gonna head first right here. This is the north side, or the east side of the greenhouse. This giant mess of weeds, this is where all of our red lilies were. You can see we still have some little kind of sad looking remnants, but this is where all of them were, and they're done. Our limelight hydrangea is looking pretty. This is what we call the chicken coop garden, and this was all of our ranunculus and anemone this spring. My lovely husband, he took after it over the last week or so. He dug up the corms, he tilled it all, put some compost in, and he started planting sunflowers for me. They've gotten a little away from me. I've run out of time, but he's taking care of it. So he's got that whole row and that whole row full of sunflowers, and we only have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more trays. Look at these guys. We planted these together, and they're working on blooms. It's amazing. So this is succession after succession of sunflowers. It's fantastic. The next stop is our bedroom garden over here. So this is the bedroom garden. Sorry about the lighting, it's a bit harsh, but this is all my bells of Ireland. This is one of my absolute favorite foliages. Last year I didn't have any. We went out of the country actually for the month of July, and I lost all of them. But these are gorgeous. I'm gonna end up cutting most of these probably this week. My Sweet William over here finally is toast. There's nothing back there. Probably sunflowers in the near future. These guys are the Sweet Rocket and the bee's friend. You see the bumblebee. They just love this stuff. Some of this I'm just gonna leave be because I want seed from it. So you can see these seed pods here. These are gonna grow quite a bit more and then set seed, and I'm gonna save a bunch of that and plant it around the property. This is our 1, 2, 3, 4th succession of sunflowers. We planted these all together. They're really happy with their lives. It's looking pretty good right now. All the sunflowers. They're happy. They don't mind the heat at all. They just they get plenty of water. Our Boscabel roses are gorgeous. I do need to cut them back, let them reflush. And the rest of these, oh my goodness, look at the echinacea. How amazing is that? Love them so much. And more roses. The peonies are done. They're just soaking up all the energy. These are a couple extra little sunflowers that I had. And then the roses back here, I'm just gonna deadhead them because these little guys are just working on their root growth this season. The feverfew that I actually planted on my own is coming into bloom, which is perfect timing. I love this stuff. It's fantastic filler flower. So feverfew, we have a couple of random self-seeded calendula and nigella. Okay, next up is the big field. All right, we're out in the big field. Like I said earlier, there's been a lot of changes in a very small amount of time, so check this out. All right, so coming in the front gate here, there is a huge difference. My dear husband, again, he's been busy weeding and cutting back. Look at this mint. This is apple mint. It's just insane how tall it is. And we have echinacea, more echinacea getting ready to bloom. Well, it's blooming, it's just not all the way open yet. The yarrow, this stuff. We planted this batch last year and it is super happy. Pretty much all of this I think is getting cut tomorrow. And then this was our aphid infested, this was our aphid infested lupin row that John took down to the ground. I'm not real concerned. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't come back, that's fine. I will start more and we'll have a whole new batch next season. This row is full of the lupin that I did start this winter and it's trying to bloom. See that pretty little thing? There's another one right here. So they do pretty good. Even on the first year, it's a little later, but next year we should have this batch for the early spring. And then this row, this is all yarrow that we started from seed the beginning of this year, and it is working on blooming. I can't wait. Okay, so this is the field as a whole. We're gonna start at this north end this time. So these are all of the red leaf hibiscus. I swear to you, they grow an inch every day with this kind of heat that we've got. These are some of my absolute favorite fall, late summer and early fall foliages. They're just gorgeous. Big, beautiful maple leaf looking brown stems. Even our raspberries are gigantic. These are for cutting, by the way. They make really good foliage. These guys are the amaranth that we sowed together. Look at these. Oh, and we do have one apple of Peru. All in all, the direct sowing didn't go as well as I had hoped. The birds got to it, or they dried out, or I'm not really sure, but it's pretty spotty. I'll take it though. It was a lesson learned. I knew it. I tried it anyway. Meh. Maybe not next year. Okay, this row is just the leftover Canterbury bells. These are going to come out of the ground pretty quick. They're done. It's too late for these guys in the season. This one is actually these two are actually trying to put on real growth instead of blooming super tiny. These foxglove, these are going to get cut. This peach color is not something that we see in our native foxglove, and I'm in love with it. Just amazing. This is Sweet Rocket. It's done. This is more Canterbury bells that we planted last year. If it doesn't bloom by the time all of this foxglove blooms, it's going. I'm not going to wait for it. Okay, our Sweet William John likes these a lot. They attract butterflies, if you didn't notice that one. They're really good. I'm gonna cut all these probably tomorrow, and then these will probably be done for the season. I'm gonna cut them back as much as I can, dig them up and move them when we replant this field or this row here pretty soon. And then we have some more foxglove that we grew last year. Less than impressed. They're kind of pretty, but I don't know that they're worth holding this much space in my field for this long, especially when I still have wild foxglove all over. All right, this next row, cosmos. Look at these beauties. I'm telling you, the last video, I swear these guys were this tall, and now they're this tall. It's pretty amazing. I love these cupcakes blush. They get people's attention every single time. They're so pretty. These are the apricota, which are also a showstopper. Everything's growing like crazy. There's not a whole lot of flowers yet, but the more I cut them, the more flowers we'll get. This row right here, before we go too far, this was the first and second batch of sunflowers, and they're about done. There's just a few late bloomers left that we'll cut this week, and then this whole row is going to get cleaned out. These are my amaranth. I love these. These are coral fountains. They're just such a unique, look at this. How long those trails of coral blooms are. They're so beautiful. I love them. And they're such an interesting shape that customers are drawn to them. And the color is just soft and just so pretty. These are green tails. They're finally huge now. Well, huge is a relative thing with amaranth. They can get really, really tall. These are the red spikes, which might be my favorite. These go really good in bouquets. Well, it's a toss-up. This is the autumn touch. If you can see this bloom spike, there's brown and green on the same bloom. You can see it down here too. It's just a mixture. They're so amazing. They go really, really well, obviously in fall bouquets, but even right now, I'm a big fan of brown and green in bouquets. It's not everybody's choice, but I love it, and there's enough people that like it with me that it makes it worth it to grow. These here are self-seeded feverfew that will all get cut tomorrow. They're so pretty. I let them bloom out because it's hard to beat free feverfew. I didn't have to do anything for them. So this row right here, this is all the stock from early in the season. I just need to cut it back down to the ground so that it's not growing weeds. More feverfew. Look at this chrysanthemum. That is one happy plant. Some of these other ones are still trying to get themselves going, but some of them are good. More feverfew. These are the scented geraniums that we planted. They're very happy this year, loving their lives. These will be great foliage in August and September. And then our first succession of snapdragons. I cut these 2 days ago, cut every bloom off of them, and look at them go. I will cut the rest of these tomorrow, and then it'll take them a few weeks to flush back after that. But these colors, they're so bright and joyful, just lovely this time of year. All of these guys, I'm such a fan. These oranges, I never thought I would like orange and yellow and pink on the same flower, but these I do. These yellow snaps, these are for the birds or the bees and some of our good bugs. We've had to deal with some thrips, so we've got some good bugs in there eating all the bad bugs. I just did a video the other day about pinching dahlias. You wouldn't even know that I did it, considering how much that they have grown. Some of these guys, look at this. This is gonna bloom within the next week. All right, and these 3 rows are all zinnias. They're just getting going. They're loving the heat more than anything, I think. Look at that. Oh, so good. And all the different colors, everything is just, it's going to town. It's so good. This is great. The first run of blooms off of a zinnia, it's always the biggest flower, but they will put out flowers from now until the rest of the season is over. This batch right here is all the new floret zinnias. I have golden hour and precious metals. These are the precious metals, I believe. They're so pretty, so soft and delicate. Oh, I can't even. And then we're back to, these are Benary's Giants. These bright, big, huge flowers. Those are all Benary's Giants. I also love those. They're just not, they don't have the same, I guess, interest. They just don't have, they're bright primary colors. They don't have the soft undertones of some of the newer varieties. This one, these are Benary's Giants, but then we get into the Queen Lime series. Oh, these are my favorite by far. They're a little smaller, a little more disease resistant or disease prone, but can you even, you can't beat these color combos. They're just, I can't get over it. These are new to me. These are the Queen Lime or Queen Lime Lemon. Yeah, they're so pretty. So good. I can't get over it. All right, this row is our second succession of snapdragons. How pretty are these? They're blooming just in time for this row to be done and this row to take over. Lots of different varieties, Potomac and Chantilly and Madam Butterfly. And I have chickens talking to me over there, if you can hear that. All right, this row, so cool. We have our black-eyed Susans coming. You see that? These are the Indian Summer, is this whole batch right here. And then these ones down here, these are the Sahara, which I've also got great big giant weeds I gotta get out of there. But these Saharas are some of my favorite. They're just such soft, unexpected color palette that it's hard to get over them. These are my self-seeded Amy. Look at that. Beautiful bouquet fillers. And then somehow I had another batch of Indian Summer, it looks like. And then more, these are the Chantilly salmon, I think. Snapdragons. We had a few extras, so we put them at the end. This row, oh my goodness. These are all the Cerinthe or honeywort. If you can see the bees, they absolutely love this stuff. I do too. I've never had such a good crop as I have this year. I can't wait I'm gonna put these on my wholesale market, and hopefully florists will like a whole bunch of these this weekend. And random self-sown or forget-me-nots and feverfew and giant weeds. Everything needs help. These are where I have the China asters. They're getting kind of shaded out by these beauties. These are all Lavender and Malapi. See the Malapi? I was not expecting this. This is new. I grew these last year, but they were not this prolific. But these are like, they're in the, I believe they're in the hibiscus family. They sure look like it. They're just amazing. 2 weeks ago, these were a foot tall, and now they are They're 3.5 feet if they're anything. And they're just, oh, I can't get over it. Look at that. It's like a bubblegum pink. And we have the Malapi. These are the hot pink. I'm going to cut a bunch of these. I'm going to cut probably mostly the hot pink because I have a wedding coming up and my clients may really like these white colors. But mostly the hot pink, maybe some of these blush pinks because I don't know if you can tell how amazing this is. I wish that you were here and I could show you all. They're just, they're best. We have some more self-seeded feverfew that's getting ready to bloom. And this whole patch right here, this is all bee balm. Look at this. Aren't those just the most interesting whorls of flowers? And these smell, if you've never grown bee balm, they smell like Earl Grey tea. They're just such, oh, they're such a good, it's not the flower really that smell or has the scent, it's the foliage. But these guys, they are getting ready to put out all of their flowers, and these are good for, they bloom once, you cut them, and then they will flush back. And thankfully this year, unlike previous years, I put the Hortonova netting so they shouldn't flop over like they have before. Again, weeds everywhere. It's on the list, I promise. And then further down this row is more of this gorgeous bouplura, or honeywort, sorry. You see all these bees? I haven't seen, the bees kind of disappeared for a little bit, but they've found themselves back to all the honeywort. Oh, look at my straw flowers. They're already there. It's time to cut them. Straw flowers are the best. They dry beautifully. They hold their color. They make really good accents and bouquets. And they come in gorgeous colors. This season, yay. And then this bit down here, this is all of my mint. This right here is my favorite. This is a lemon mint, Mrs. Burns lemon mint. Oh, if you could smell that, God, if there was ever a time for smell-o-vision, it's with this. It's not mint, sorry, it's lemon basil. Take basil, which is always a sweet, lovely scent, and add lemon to it, which you would do if you were in Italy eating basil and it's amazing. I sometimes just cut this for myself and I'll walk around with a handful of it and just smell it. It's so good. These are just the best. Oh, I can't get over that. Like I said, this is all straw flowers. I love these. How do you not? They're so fun and they're so easy to take care of. And then some more, this is more feverfew, though it is supposed to be, this is supposed to be scabiosa. It happened to get overtaken by feverfew. So lesson learned, if you grow feverfew in your garden, cut it back before it goes to seed. We went to Italy, or to Ireland, it all went to seed, and now it's everywhere in the field. It's beautiful, but it's everywhere. So this row is our final succession of sunflowers. Look at those beauties. Well, it's not our final. It's our final in the field right now. These are all the rest of the sunflowers. This front part of the row was kind of a mess. It was meant to be cress and forget-me-nots, and we got the forget-me-nots. These are amazing. These guys and the pink ones. They're good. They're really good. But the cress was kind of a fail. It's down there. It's down there, but I can't. Yeah. It all flopped and I didn't take care of it early enough. This row is our status. Can you see all that beauty coming? We went with fewer status because I had a ridiculous amount last year. And just the colors that I really wanted. We have a pastel mix, and we have It's like a salmony mix. There's beiges and soft corals and just really soft colors that go with everything. And then as I fight past my Amy here, we have the rat tail status. This stuff I will definitely grow again. It's so long and tall and just the softest purple. It's hard to go wrong. And the bees like it a lot. This is great though. And it dries just like this. You wouldn't even know that it was dried unless you dried it. It looks exactly the same when it's dried as it does right now. A little bit more status here, and then these are Gomphrena or Globe Amaranth. Look at those guys. I didn't grow as much of this year as I did last year also. I only have a few colors. There's this orange, actually two colors. I think it's orange and a raspberry pink that it turned out to be my favorites. And let's see, we have, this is Dara. I've talked about it a lot. This is a wild carrot, but it, instead of, around here, the wild carrot is usually white like this, only in this shape. But this one is this burgundy color, and it's really beautiful. It'll put out stems all season from now on. And then the Amy, which you've already seen a little bit of, but this frothy sort of softness, it's really good, especially in wedding bouquets. It's just so magical. Soft and romantic. And our celosia. These were all the floret varieties. I didn't have super great luck with germination, but they're coming to life now and they're loving it. The heat, they love the heat. That's just what it is. And this last row was kind of a fail. We did all that direct seeding together, and we have some zinnias came up, but not a whole lot. There's a whole lot of empty space here. And this was all down at this end was all cosmos, which on this side failed entirely. There's a couple over here, not many. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to put in this batch. It'll be something with a really quick cycle time. Maybe I'll try cress again or something super fast, sapinaria, because we don't have a whole lot of time left in our growing season. It's early mid-July, and we don't get a frost until November, but it starts to cool off pretty rapidly in September. So yeah, not a whole lot of growing time left. But look at this. Isn't this amazing? Just all of this color. You saw it 2 weeks ago if you watched our video, and it did not look like this. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said, in a couple days, I'll do another video that has the rest of the farm, or the rest of our gardens. I wanted to show you this one first because I'm about to cut almost all the flowers for the market this weekend. The best part about all the flowers that I'm growing right now, well, most of them, is that they're cut and come again. Like, you cut them and they will just put out more flowers. All the zinnias, the straw flowers, the dahlias, the bee balm, the feverfew, all of these I will cut them and I'll keep getting flowers. It's not a one shot and you're done. Sunflowers, which I love, don't get me wrong, they're a one shot deal. You get one flower, they're done. The stalk, same thing. All of these snapdragons, they will just keep producing all season for the rest of it, it's fantastic for the summertime. I don't have to do any more real work aside from getting the rest of those sunflowers in the ground, finding something to fill some gaps in the spaces that we have still, and then it's time to start prepping for planting our biennials and our cool flowers that will overwinter our hardy annuals for next year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did. Everything is growing like crazy this time of year. So if you like this, hit a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you do. Hit the button, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.